We're going to do some testing this morning with an ATP swab monitor to test for bacteria, which in the equipment we're going to do is probably very really unused or people being aware of, especially around health and aged care and even at home. This equipment is used on a regular basis, daily for some people. We're going to look at the process, not necessarily how you clean, but are you aware of what's happening in your equipment. This is the equipment that we use. There are a few of them on the marketplace. We've been using this for a number of years and has been very, very beneficial in us doing our building hygiene investigations. Okay, now we just turn on our ATP monitor. I run that for 15 seconds till it logs in, and then we'll be doing a swab test in some particular surfaces.
Okay, so we're just going to quickly walk through the different places we're going to test. This is a CPAP machine, so we've got the internal pipe or the area where the air comes from the machine into the vaporizing unit or the misting unit. So we'll test in there. We will test in here, which has distilled water and quite often ends up with sort of a film down the bottom there. We'll test in the exit pipe there or the exit pipe on the outside. Then that normally goes onto a hose which connects to the mask. Now, in pulling this hose off, you could probably see there's a little bit of what appears to be a bit of mould in there already, so not a good start. So we'll do a test in there and inside the pipe, and then we go to the mask itself. The hose connects there, and so we'll do a test inside the mask, and also this is the rubber face, the seal section, so we'll do some testing inside there. So there's a selection of places we're going to look and check to see what the ATP levels are.
Okay. We're now loading it into the machine, and after a 15-second count, it'll give us a delivery of the result of bacteria. This equipment is predominantly used a lot around food preparation areas where you get the count of 1 to 20 as acceptable levels. Anything above that you need to be having. So that's quite good if you're looking at 3 of units. This is now inside the internal of the water carrying component of the machine, and we'll just see what the reading will be after this, which is a normal count of 15 seconds. That's 140. That's not a good sign. Okay, there's another part of the machine here which is a hose connection, and we can have a look inside. As you can see there at the moment, visually appears to be a bit of mould inside. So we're going to test both down through the equipment here and down in through here. And we'll now go for our readings to see what's inside the head of the pipe and what's inside the apparatus itself. Okay, still a very high count. We're only looking for bacteria here. You could swab and also counter for mould. Okay, now we're going to look into the other end of the pipe on the apparatus, and as we can see, it appears to be mould inside that as well, so there could be contamination right through the pipe. So we'll now do an ATP swab on that. We'll now swab inside the pipe, trying to cover as much of the surfaces as we can, and we'll also do inside the perimeter here. So this process is just an indication of equipment that we believe is clean, but is it always clean, and how are we actually cleaning it? 21. That's just online. That's food preparation area. So that's just on the edge, which is quite good. What we're now looking is the mask seal, which is there's double layers. So we're going to be testing inside these as well. This is quite common in face masks, where even when you're doing mould remediation, is a lot of concern that people never really check inside their masks after they've been inside a building or used on multiple times. We're just testing inside both ridges here. We'll get as much as we can on the surface. We'll now put that in and see what we like on the face mask. Very common in face masks that they are never wiped out after application or during any mould remediation process work, which is on your face all the time. That's not a good count on that side either. So across the system we're here, areas appearing to be okay, but the majority you'll probably find that the whole system should have a really good clean through. Bearing in mind, this is on your face every day. Okay, what we're going to now treat all the items and the pipes and everything with is EnviroMist Probiotics. It's a Z Bioscience product, very safe to use, don't need any PPE or on your hands or gloves or anything. And what it'll do, the product actually will work for days, because the way the probiotics work, it'll work over 3 or 4 days. So what we're going to do, we're just going to atomize product down through the machine, around through the edge on both sides. We'll then open up internally inside here, and we'll give that a spray from there and from here. We're then going to spray each item individually, and we're going to leave that for a dwell time of about probably even up to half an hour. Let the product work, do what it's going to do. We'll leave that, and then we're going to come back to that over a few days' time and see what the end result is, and we'll test it before and after to talk to you about the probiotic bioscience. What we're going to do now, we're just going to gently spray the probiotics in through the system. We're going to spray it all in through here. We're not going to do any wiping, we're just going to allow the product to do what it's going to do. We'll be spraying everywhere, and as we can see inside the system here, there's mould, which appears to be mould right down inside the mask itself. So we're going to keep spraying around through this, and we want the product, as you can see, inside here internally is very, very difficult to try and clean. So we're going to get the probiotics to work in there, and we're going to put it right around the surface and inside the 2 layers inside the equipment. We'll be spraying inside that as well. Every piece of the mask. What we'll be doing, we'll be spraying inside the system itself, and we're going to be leaving that is the same place. The fragrance itself is a very soft fragrance in the range of probiotics themselves. So we're going to spray down through the hose itself, and we're going to do both ends of this, and we're going to supply plenty of product down through the hose. What we'll then do, we've put it on a towel so we don't want to get anything onto the table, and we're now going to allow the probiotics to do what it's going to do inside that hose as well. So we want to get that product down deep inside. because this is a hose that transfers the moisture through the system back up in through the face mask. So we're going to be leaving that for a dwell time of probably about half an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll re-swab. These areas we'll just do a gentle wipe, and then with the probiotics, we'll leave that and re-swab again. Very safe product to use. Okay, what we're now going to do, we're going to come down and going to re-swab both ends of the pipes, and we're going to then swab around the mouthpiece that goes into the adapter. We'll do inside here first and get some good work around there. We have left this for probably half an hour, and we just then give it a wipe out and allowed the Z Bioscience probiotics to do its thing. We'll now put back into the machine, and we'll see what results that we have after only 15 minutes. The longer the product stays on the surface, the better it is. As we were saying before, the products as a Z Bioscience will continue to work for days. 0. That's the result after half an hour of the product just sitting there. Safe probiotics. Okay, now that we've done this piece here, we're now going to do the entry to the hose pipe for the system also. So we'll just get our ATP tape ready to go as the system now is starting to get ready. We'll swab internally, same as we did before, around this. Is the same thing. It's been sitting in that process for about half an hour with the EnviroMist Z Bioscience. We'll now apply it into the ATP tape monitor, and we'll then see what result we get from there. The suggestion is the longer the product stays on the surface, the better result will be, and the longer it stays there, better still. Okay, that's another very good result that we've got out of the swab test with the ATP monitor. If you're looking for information about our probiotic cleaners, go to healthybs.com.au, and all the information there is about Z Bioscience probiotics. Thank you.